Welcome back to my channel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Lord, Karlissa on her being messy now. I'm doing a Q&A about Chrisean and Blueface, okay? Talking about people's parenting and how she raised her son better and all this and that. Man, let's just get to what she got to say. Miss Messy Karlissa.
Like that is because I genuinely want her to feel how it feels to just have somebody talking crazy to or about or anything that got to do with me and my son. You see how that feel? It's not a very nice thing, and it's very painful to try to take jabs at a mother who was in her kid's life. I'm not like all these other mothers. I didn't do what y'all mama did. I did something totally different with mine. Okay, and to see the results of it now, sitting down and having to be punished and silenced and all this other stuff is very painful. I'm going through a lot of different traumas dealing with this. I'm going through a lot of different family traumas. And I love all my grandkids, sincerely, I do. Even if she said, you know what, I call a truce right now. You can pick your grandson up, fly to the airport. I will fly wherever and pick him up and spend time with him. Y'all saw that already. I don't got to keep trying to prove myself when it comes to how I feel about genuinely feel about all my kids. But if one of they baby mamas get on here talking about my son is gay, my son want to molest his son, or just all the things that you have said about my son, you want my son to be sitting in jail. Like I haven't seen all the stuff that you have said about my son. These are all things that have been said about my son. How do you think I feel? I feel like you feel. So sometimes, yes, I want you to feel how I feel. I don't have nothing against none of my grandkids. I love them all the same. If it was him or Javon, it would be the same for me. Okay? That's first and foremost. The other major problem, now that we have 1 million people on here, the other major problem that I have, that y'all keep thinking, oh, this is, entertainment for y'all. My job as a mother, as a matriarch, is to analyze every person that comes in these kids' life. Now, if they didn't have kids and they wanted to go do their whole Bobby Brown with their life, it's their fucking prerogative. But all of my kids have kids. I'm going to repeat that one more time. All of my kids have kids.
Delusional is definitely an understatement, but we're going to go ahead and get back to what Miss Karlissa got to say.
I have bust every one of their asses and the people that they chose to have children with. You know why? Because if you can't handle me, how the fuck you gonna handle Journey? If you want bad things to happen to your husband's mother, if you and your family sitting over there plotting on consequences because your husband's mother always got something to say, how you gonna handle my granddaughter? You understand where I'm going with this? How are these people going to be able to handle my grandkids that already act like me, that already move like me, that already got smart mouths like me? You're not going to be able to handle one of them. And then the next thing you know, I'm going to have to be in prison. Why? Because you want one of my grandkids to have consequences, because you don't have enough love and patience in your heart to understand where the fuck I'm coming from as a mother. Now, I know you just became a mother and this is all new to you, but how you gonna wish bad on the man's mama? It ain't like I went and robbed you or stole from you or kidnapped one of your kids. You and your family wishing bad on me because I don't agree with the shenanigans? I never wish bad on you or your kids. Now, you see, that's not going to work because Journey is a handful. She's probably not going to be as friendly. Javon is a handful. They're not friendly children. I do ask Callie's kid's father, too. I check on everybody I check everybody's temperature to see how they're going to move around my grandkids. Because if you going to have a problem with one of my grandkids that's not your grandkid, I'm going to take care of that right now. We're not going any further. There's no reason to go any further. If one of them don't got a problem with one of my grandkids. So how are you going to manage having stepchildren when you can't even when you can't even love his mama, whether you can't stand me or not. I ain't never did nothing to you but to give you the same energy you have always given me. These people don't know why you don't like me, but we know why you don't like me. And it's not a good enough reason for you to be hoping and wishing bad on me. That means that you're going to do that to one of his kids. So how am I ever just going to be comfortable enough to embrace you in this family when I know you can't handle his kids? I know you can't handle being a stepmother. I know you can't handle sharing him with his kids. That you would prefer him to be in jail, pen paling you and having you all up, plastered all over everywhere and not his kids. Now, as long as we known Jonathan, he ain't never not had his kids on his page. Why would a stepmother want him to take his children off his page? Why would you even want that? And that's the sickness that scares me and worries me. And then the people around you join in the reindeer games and want other people to have consequences instead of teaching you agape love. My mother-in-law couldn't stand me. But do you think I would want to interfere with my husband and his mama's relationship? Do you think I want to be with him that bad? Why would I want to interrupt my husband's mother's relationship instead of proving to her and showing her that I could handle this regardless? When she left here, she loved me. When we got together, she didn't. It was her job to check me to see if I was going to be a good fit for her son and his children. It was not his mother's job to just accept me. She got grandkids at stake here. I get it now. She wanted to know if one of them grandkids that she knew was hard to deal with, if I was going to retaliate against one of them and want them to have some type of worldly consequences because we don't get along. And I'm so glad I did not fail that test. I'm so glad I would never want my husband to take his children off his page or never talk to them or not have a relationship with them, even though I don't have the best relationship with him. I don't want him to not have a relationship with him. I don't tell my husband when me and his daughter getting along and he want to talk about his daughter, I don't want to talk about that. I listen. I show love. I don't sit here like, I hope she get her consequences. That's my husband's daughter. I can't never hope bad on her. I gotta forgive her every time she failed, just like I gotta forgive my own kids. You know why? Because that's his daughter. She done bopped me upside my head before too. I still love her. If she called right now, I'm still coming. So I'm trying to figure out how you gonna be able to do that if you can't even handle his mother. I don't gotta come over y'all house, but the kids always gonna come over your house. They always gonna be in your shit. Your shit gonna come up missing. Y'all ain't gonna have the best relationship. They gonna act like they mama. They gonna get on your nerves. And you think my grandkids about to be subject to that bullshit? And y'all thought I was just about to get on this Beyonce's good internet and just accept somebody? Just accept it? Do y'all know before y'all put a man in jail or make him pay or make people have consequences that you have the opportunity to remove yourself from a situation before you just make him pay? Do you know that you could just remove yourself until you feel better, until you grow, until you get stronger? When my husband's family didn't accept me, he went over there and I stayed over here. I loved him over here and they loved him over there. When he came home, I dragged her. I tried to drag her the best I could. You know why? Because Journey's going to drag too. And I have to make sure that you going to be able to handle it. Okay? Because Journey going to drag. She dragging me and I'm her grandma. And as soon as I don't give her way, I want my mommy. Call my mommy. How you going to handle that? How you going to handle it? Okay? Because I don't want to call her mama neither. So anyway, now that we got all of that out, I'm a drag. I drag Callie's baby daddies. I drag them all, honey. I drags mine. If you can't handle these kids, if you can't handle me, you can't handle these kids. Because kids gonna drag, baby. That's why y'all seeing all these people's kids getting child abused and child molested. Because other folks that you bring in your house can't handle your kids. Can't even handle your mama. How you gonna bring somebody in your house and they can't deal with your mama? They definitely ain't gonna be able to handle your kids. Now, I hope I'm speaking to the choir today, because I don't know what y'all out there doing, just letting any old people come around your kids, but my mother-in-law didn't play about her son. And I proved to her that I could love him and love her and his kids in spite of how I feel. You know why? Because that's that agape love, and it's on me. It's in me. It's all around me. Okay? Clock that T. Okay? Clock that T. So what I want y'all to do for y'all homework, here on out is the next time one of your sons or your daughters bring somebody home and you ain't feeling something, don't tuck your tail and go pray about it. Check their temperature. Make sure they can handle being around other family members in your house. Don't just let people in talking about, I'ma pray about it. Next thing you know, you over there, your child is molested. Your child is getting beat up by the stepmama. She's sicking dogs on them, letting dogs bite them all in their face and shit. Y'all need to get yourself together trying to tell me what to do. Because I already know if you can't handle me, you can't handle the journey. Okay? Because I'm her grandma, honey. And I'm barely handling the journey. Okay? Soon as I tell her, don't put that down. Call my mama. I want my mama. I got to call Jaden on the phone to talk to her to get her together. Now imagine you called, she get her on the phone and Jaden start laughing at you. You gonna be able to handle that? No. You ain't gonna be able to handle that. You ain't gonna be able to handle John putting Journey first. You're not gonna be able to handle that. You know why you're not gonna be able to handle it? Because your daddy didn't put you first. And this is why y'all don't need to be trying to hurry up and get y'all no stepkid, no stepdaddy, or no stepmama for your kids. Okay? What you need to do is start pen paling a nigga in jail. That's what you should do. Because you shouldn't just be bringing on anybody around your kids. Now, she don't want the kids around me. And I'm the grandmammy. So who you want around the kids? How you gonna call me a babysitter? I don't charge $1. They don't bring clothes. They don't bring food. They don't come back when they say they're coming back. They don't come back on time. So let me know how I'm the babysitter, because I ain't made $1. I think babysitters at least get paid. Where is my money? He ain't sent me $1 for babysitting, okay? Babysitters at least get their check at the end of the shift. Babysitters don't go put a whole room together for your kids. Go buy car seats and eating tables and all kind of shit. They don't do that. Me and my husband don't need this big ass house. Me and my husband will be just fine in a condo. We stay in one room together the whole time anyway. We don't need this big ass house for us. We don't need the big ass house we haven't built. We doing that for our grandkids. Me and my husband, when we met, we signed up not to have kids together, but to enjoy our old age and our grandkids together. Okay? So we not babysitters. We grandparents. We ain't making near $1. And they don't come back when they say they're coming back. Don't none of them come back when they say they're coming back. Okay? They always say tomorrow, then the next day, then the next day. We don't call looking for them and harassing them. Well, sometimes I do. When I get real tired, I'll call them and cuss them all out. But anyway, y'all pray for me, because I'm getting ready to go film 6 Out right now. And hopefully Jaden I don't lose my privileges for what I'm about to do. But I feel like I get to make some decisions with my grandkids too. So I'm going to call her when I get there, because I know she's going to try to say no. we babysitters. How are we babysitters? Ain't made $1. Ain't nobody helping pay for none of these rooms that we put them in. I'm upset. That's a good question. Why am I upset with the person who did the Q&A? Because why, if you his wife, why would you read that bullshit? Why you gonna instigate the bullshit? And then what was you looking for him to say when you said, but your kids is over there. You don't talk to her, but your kids is over there. What was you looking for my son to say? His kids can't come over here? I played that message for you 99 times for you to catch a hint, and you still ain't caught a hint. What my son say? He said, I had loved being over there with my mom, because when my mom's there, I get to be a kid again. A grown-ass man said this. Your man, your husband said he loved when his mama there because he get to be a kid again. That means he had a great fucking life. That means he had a great fucking childhood. So now why would you ask questions from some strangers about why he letting his kids be over my house? Do you know that Jaden would not let her kids come over here if John told her not to? She would never disrespect him that way. Never, ever. Well, she'd suck it up. She'd call her mama. She'd call her sister. She got plenty of babysitters that charge her and everything. Okay. She got plenty of babysitters. Okay. But my son said when we left that courthouse, I made sure I heard it. Wack heard it. Bodine heard it. Yes, my kids could go with my mama because he knew how they felt that day. And he knew that I was going to make sure that they didn't feel that no more. Okay? He knew Jaden was going to be down about having to raise her kids for a whole year by herself. And what did he say? He said, my kids could go with my mama. I made sure I heard it because I wouldn't take nobody's kids if they didn't want me to have them. I ain't that hard up for no kids. I done raised 3 and I got 8. I got 8 grandkids. I am not that hard up for nobody's kids. Okay? Y'all see Andre and his wife don't let me get the kids, and what I do? I just send the money, send a gift, do what I do, okay? I'm not about to beg nobody. When Callie get mad and get in her mood and she say, my kids ain't coming over there, girl, do you think I'll call looking for them? No, I don't. Y'all got the wrong impression of me somewhere, somehow. But my job as mama, Madea, big mama, dumb mama, is to make sure that you can handle being around these kids so that I don't go to jail. Because I'm not trying to go to jail.
Karlissa, girl, you have literally raised the spawn of Satan, okay? It really throws me when she's always talking about how other people raise her kids compared to her, and she says she did stuff so different. But see, her other son don't even like her. He talks bad about her on live. And then you got Blueface sitting in the pen and dragging women while he in the pen and outside of the pen. No respect for her, his baby mamas, none of them. I'm trying to figure out where she's getting her logic and information from, because she definitely are not seeing what we seeing, right? Karlissa is so messy. This is exactly why Chrisean Rock does not like dealing with her now. Chrisean probably wouldn't have a problem taking her advice if she wasn't so dang messy. But if you have not already liked, commented, and subscribed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.